Welcome to Company Showcase, an advertising feature on HowStreet.com.
I'm Jim Goddard. I'm speaking with Larry Reaugh, CEO and President of American Manganese. Welcome back to Company Showcase, Larry.
Well, thank you, Jim.
Larry, another busy day in your offices over the past week. What's new?
Oh, well, there's a lot of new things out there. We did have a press release out on the Biden's order, that he's going to start looking at the executive order for strengthening critical supply chains, and that affects us in 4 different areas, 4 critical metals, and we welcome that for sure. This was first started by Trump and his administration. We have a press release out on that, and we're going to attach it to this podcast, so it does better explaining what the benefits are to us and what we've achieved in the past on advancing our part in the executive order. So I would want everybody to read that if they haven't read it already. But the other big thing that's going on right now is we've gone through a tumultuous week on the exchange, and the Dow was down considerably in the last, most of this week. It's down about close to 500 points on today's close. So it's I can tell you the exact number. It's down 469. The one we watch closest is the NASDAQ, and the NASDAQ was down or up 73 points, which was a nice turnaround for us because it's been getting hammered all week, and that affects technology. So, it's been quite a week. We closed at 22.22, and we expect moving ahead that all the things that we've got in the chute, such as the uplisting, we expect to hear from that at any time. And we also, the spin out of shares, we expect to have meetings next week, so that I can hope to update everybody at that particular time. And, we just have a lot of things on the go, and we couldn't be happier. The way things are turning out. We're up about 1,100% from 2 months ago, and we don't think that's the end all. We think that's the beginning of something. So I'm excited. I don't count my money every 5 minutes, but I do every couple of hours. And it's totally exciting out there, Jim. I couldn't say more about what we're doing. We're working away on the Wendon stockpile stuff with Cametco, and I just want to mention that Cametco is renowned. It's a renowned worldwide research firm. And they're our contractor, and they've been with us for, it's 13 or 14 years. And they've developed technology for us that is standalone. And we certainly wouldn't be where we're at today without their efficient ability to help us on everything that's going on. It's mostly difficult for companies working on their own with a couple of metallurgists trying to do things. The depth of the metallurgists and scientists at Cametco is, at least 30, 35 people deep, and so you got all kinds of people you can lean on if you hit a problem. And you're always going to hit a problem on R&D. That's research and development, and a lot of R&D has to take place. We've spent probably amongst the 2 projects that we have had R&D with Cametco, close to $20 million, and it's money well spent. So, and we're very astute at making sure that if a problem develops, that we cover off that problem. We could have probably had a commercial plant built by now, but it might have been inadequate, and it certainly would have been technology that would be considered yesterday's from the technology we're working on today. So these are the things that keep us, not up at night, but gives us a good night's sleep, knowing that our intellectual property is being herded by a company such as Cometco. And, I've had metallurgists work for me in the past, but, I didn't feel with Cometco down there that we needed a metallurgist on staff. Certainly our CTO is a mining engineer and understands what's going on. So we're in good shape, and, we're looking forward to the events that are going to unfold in the next 2 or 3 weeks. And that's going to keep us humping. And I'm sure that more regulations will be coming in around the world that will assist in recycling, and the standards for recycling and what you can expect from recycling. And I think that we're probably the most transparent company out there. I get questions from people all the time about what we're doing, and it's astounding that they haven't even looked at the site, that they know exactly what we're doing and how we've progressed over the last 4 years. But anyway, that's people don't take a deep dive. We've had a couple of peer-reviewed articles that substantiated our process. So anybody out there that sends me an email and says, are you a pump and dump or whatever, I can't believe it. And but anyway, we're not pumping, we're not dumping, and sure, people are letting go of a few shares here and there, but a salary's a salary, and some people live above their salary and have to beef that up by selling a few shares now and then, or they run up debts for 5 years like I have to keep this company alive before we kicked off in 2016. And, I've got to pay those debts, and I'm not a kid anymore, so I have to make sure that I've got enough cash on hand to live through another 5 years. So that's the kind of what it's all about today. I know that I'd like to be announcing that we are already uplisted. I'd like to be announcing that we've got the green light for the spin out, but I don't have those yet. So I wish everybody a great weekend. This is a short podcast, and it's exciting. I mean, I'm excited. It's hard to focus on things when you've got lots of activity going on around you, lots of phone calls, lots of emails, lots of interaction that goes on when you have a market that is alive and well. And so that's about all I can say. Next week I hope to cover off on a few more things, but I am excited about the market. I have a little board here where I buy a few thousand shares in it, and one of them I put up on the board at 13.5, closed at $1 today. And so that's my part time, and I usually don't stick around for the top. I'm only in there to see if my forecasts are correct, and if my forecasts are correct, I take my money off the table long before it matures. But to see this sort of thing happen, I haven't seen this happen since 1980, and that's a long drought in between, 42 years, and so it's exciting for me anyway, Jim.
Larry, for people new to American Manganese, what's the company all about?
We're a critical metals company, and as explained in this press release, we cover off a lot of things that the U.S. has no sufficient quantity of or has no production of, and so that's the goal that we try to fill, and we try to fill that with manganese, which in my opinion is the most critical metal out there, because you wouldn't have a frame for a car, you wouldn't have steel girders, you wouldn't have tanks, you wouldn't have trucks, you wouldn't have anything if you didn't have steel. And so I see that as one of the major things, and that's the thing that we patented back in 2012. And we've taken that patent and worked it through to actually include the cathode materials such as nickel, cobalt, manganese, lithium, and in our recycling programs. So that's how the recycling idea got started, was right from our manganese project. Now they're both active, working for the U.S. government, and we have a website out there where you can do a real deep dive on a due diligence if you want to, and that website is AmericanManganeseInc.com. We're traded on the Toronto Stock Exchange Venture under the symbol AMY. We're traded in the U.S. under the symbol AMYZF, and we're traded in Frankfurt under the symbol 2AM. Contact the company at 778-574-4444. You can email me at LREAUGH@AMYMN.com.
Larry, thank you so much for the update.
You're welcome, Jim.
I've been speaking with Larry Reaugh, CEO and President of American Manganese. I'm Jim Goddard. Our conversation took place on February 26th.
Comments made on Company Showcase are an expression of opinion only and should not be construed in any manner whatsoever as recommendations to buy or sell any financial instrument at any time. Archived online at HowStreet.com. Company Showcase is a production of How Street Media Incorporated.